In this video, we're going to take a look at dashboards and reporting within Recycly, as well as have a look at the built-in Knowledgebase application. So to start with, let's have a look at dashboards, which are accessible via the Dashboards app. So here I'm looking at my own personal dashboard, and I've got various blocks that are relevant to my role as a sales user. I can drag them around, and we'll see in a little while how to add additional items to this. I can also do things like change the layout. There are also some shared dashboards that come as part of Recycly, which you can also use, and they can be customized as well. One of the most powerful features of Recycly is that reporting is built into every list within the system. So wherever you are, you'll be able to get some useful information out without going to any external tools. So let's have a look at, for example, the inbound area of the system. So by default, this is showing us our Kanban view, where we can drag our jobs around between different stages. But let's have a look at what the list view looks like. If I click the list button over here. So this is a list view of the same data. And I can start doing some really powerful reporting with this. So as well as various filters that you have here, we can also do group bys. So if we click on this, for example, and let's group these by, let's start with year, and let's go for then by month, then by account manager. So now I can see figures for my inbound orders grouped by year. Let's drill into 2025. I can see them by month, so let's drill into January. And now I can see them by account manager, and then I can actually open up one of these. Let's go to this one, and I can then see the actual details of those jobs. So that filters and that grouping is available in most areas of Recycly where you've got these group by options. And then I can click into that one, look at the details of it, and then go back to the list if I want to. And it's a really powerful way just directly within the system of analysing your data. When you set up views that are useful, like this one, for example, you can actually then save these as a standard save search. You can see I've got a few set up here. So, for example, if I look at open orders by account manager customer, so this is now looking at account managers. If I open this up, this is obviously by customer. So that's another view that's been set up within the system. And you can see over here we've got our totals there as well. So if I expand this out, I'm looking at the total there, and you can then see the total by customer. So as well as the list view, there's a few other options. I can look at, for example, the graph view. Let's just change the grouping actually. Let's go back to list view. Let's take off the, let's just go for closing it out. Let's go group by inquiry date. Let's go by year. And let's go by account manager. So now if I switch back to my graph view. There we go. So effectively, based on any of these grouping options, you can build graphs, which you can see here. You can change the graph type. I could look at this as a pie chart, for example. Saying by year. If I take off, for example, take the year off. Now I'm just looking at all of my orders by account manager. And again, I could save this as a saved view if I wanted to, and add it to my dashboard. And then the final view type that we've got is our pivot view. If I switch to pivot view, this is exactly, as the name suggests, it's the same as what you'd expect in Excel, where you're looking at stats by two different or multiple dimensions. So this at the moment is showing the orders by stage. And I could, for example, let's take this off. Let's look at orders by date, by year. And there you go, now I'm looking at my orders by year. All of these views, you can see here I've got a download option, so I can download this then straight into Excel and do any sort of analysis then if I need to do anything in Excel. But again, we encourage people to set all their reporting up within Recycly, because then of course it's real time. What I can also do with any of these reporting views, let's say I want to see this on my dashboard, so I don't have to remember to go back here and find it. I can go up here and add this search. Put inbound orders by year, and actually, so what I want to do is add it to my personal dashboard by year. There you go. Perfect. So that's now added this to my dashboard. So now if I go back to my dashboard up the top, and there you go, added straight to my dashboard. So I can move this around. Let's get rid of this one. And there you go. And let's make the other one. I want the pipeline first. So let's move that up the top. There you go. So that's a summary of reporting options within Recycly and dashboards. Just going to take a quick look at the built-in Knowledgebase app. So the idea of this is it can be used for managing any documentation or even capturing things like reports over time. If I click into that application, so as the name suggests, it's an area where you can capture any text within this base knowledge. So we've got a few example articles here. They're grouped by categories, you can see here. And of course you can create your own categories. And if I click into one just to show you what these look like. And so we've got an overview here of the article, who it's for, and then the actual contents of the article here. You can add any sort of rich text you want to here. So I'm going to add some bullet points. You can even add things like images and rich text. Add an image. Let's just pick pictures and boxes. There you go. So yes, this can be used for storing things like your processes or sort of documentation, how you're using the system. Anything where you want to share that sort of information can be captured within the Knowledgebase. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful. If you'd like to know more about Recycly, our website is recyc.ly, where you can find things like FAQs, details of our recent releases, and pricing information. Thank you for watching.